Welcome to the House of Mirrors with your host, Bibiana Crow, a place where shadows whisper secrets and every reflection tells a different story. Tonight, we draw back the velvet curtain to reveal tales born of ink, bone, and imagination, a celebration of literature and all things spooky. Within these walls, authors gather by candlelight to share their dark creations, stories that shimmer with eerie elegance where reality bends and the uncanny thrives. So step carefully, dear listener, in the House of Mirrors. Even your own thoughts may turn against you. Let the reading begin.
Our faces televised our delight. Maya was also excited, as much as a 17-year-old could be. We loaded our one night's worth of luggage in our car and hit I-50 right around 1 p.m. 2 hours into our drive, the scenery outside became stunning. Snow-covered mountains were towering above the horizon, and 45 minutes later, I exited the highway, and the serene atmosphere dwindled away. There were empty buildings at every corner, run-down shops, and out-of-business stores and restaurants. Considering it was peak summer, Dunsmuir should have been bustling with tourists. Sid and I exchanged a look. Next, the directions put me on an off-road stretch. That made me anxious. Is this place legit? It must be a quiet suburb, not a forsaken hamlet. Sid got annoyed. Breathing harshly, I turned onto the road where our B&B was supposed to be. There was not a single soul outside. Schools were out, kids should have been playing on the street, but no. The dense canopy of pine trees made it feel much later than 4:30 p.m., enhancing the frightening effect. Pulling up to the address, I killed the engine, and a booming silence greeted us. None of the adjacent houses seemed to be occupied. And Maya took her headphones out, plotted the neighborhood, and rolled her eyes at the 2-story house we were to spend the night at. Sid retrieved our luggage from the boot and sprinted ahead, and the front door was by the garage on the first floor, but the entrance was on the second floor through the side stairs. Once Sid figured out the lock code, we stepped in, and our lost smile made an appearance again. The house was decorated with modern touches. We situated our stuff in the living room, freshened up, and left for the lake at the base of Mount Shasta. After spending hours taking in the breathtaking scenery, we ate at a nearby restaurant, and by the time we got back, it was dark. Sid took a shower, and Maya was on the couch listening to God knows what. And I walked around the house and noticed there was one bedroom on the main floor. I tiptoed down the stairs, and every step lit up with motion sensor lights. And the floor turned out to be a walkout basement. The landing flowed into a small game room with several arcade consoles that were blinking with colorful lights, and a small room with a queen-size bed was tucked in a corner. Several other rooms with glass doors were locked. I could barely see inside, as they were full of old stuff. I disconnected the arcade games and went back up, and we all sat at the Nook table and began reviewing our phone gallery from that evening. And one of the videos of the lake on Sid's phone sounded weird. He increased the volume to full and replayed it. Danny O, he, aholo. It was like chanting an ominous spell in whispers. Maya got up unimpressed to put her cup away, and Sid kept playing the video, ingraining it in our heads. Oh my God, look at this. Maya was standing by the porch sliding door looking at a small picture hanging on the wall next to it. We all hunched around it, and it felt out of place in this contemporary house. The frame was new, 8 by 10 in size. Still, the black and white picture looked ancient, with early European settlers posing with a dead member of the Navajo tribe. Abruptly, the picture adjusted a bit, turning to Eastman color, and the Native American now had a wide grin. and the strange video on Sid's phone began playing. Danny O, he aholo. Creeped out, Sid started to Google Dunsmuir. It turned out we were in an abandoned town, known for paranormal occurrences. Our B&B was 120 years old, and the previous owners died in the home under mysterious circumstances. The map showed the house, backed to extreme wilderness with no city in sight for 100 miles. And the words, Danio, Hiaholo, were Navajo and meant the boy was still here. Shit scared. We wondered whether to stay the night or make a run for it. And out of nowhere, the porch light turned on. We angled in unison towards the sign posted outside, reading, "Beware of bears and mountain lions." Great! We couldn't leave and risk getting attacked by wild animals. Out of our wits, we decided to huddle in the same bed upstairs, but 3 people couldn't fit in one queen-size bed. So Maya and I went to the basement armed with our missing bravery. Maya was more than spooked, but fell asleep soon enough. I was wide awake, and the sound from the video kept playing in my head with the Native American from the picture chanting the words, Danio, he aholo. Then the stairs motion sensor lit up, and I called for Sid to see if it was him, but he didn't respond. I gulped and prayed to every god known on earth, but the light kept turning on every minute or so, and suddenly one of the arcade games booted up. I couldn't ignore the eerie howls. What if there was an intruder? I got up to investigate, and there was no one in the game room. I disconnected the consoles again and made sure every room was locked. I even went upstairs to check on the main door and the porch door. Everything was secure, so I went back to bed. As I was drifting off to sleep, I heard Sid screaming. I yelled back, asking what had happened. No response. Maya also woke up. Too afraid to move, I picked up my phone. It was 2 a.m. I called Sid on his cell phone, and he answered immediately in a shaky voice, saying a boy covered in soot was standing outside his bedroom. The stairs light turned on again, and I thought Sid was running to us, but he was still on the phone, relieved that the boy had left. I craned my neck to look outside. All the arcade games booted up to full volume. I was done being played by whoever was haunting the house. I grabbed Maya's hand, picked up our stuff, and ran upstairs. Sid got up, and we decided to leave right then. He blasted the car alarm with the remote key from the bedroom window, and we ran downstairs. We got in the car, saw that all the lights inside the house were on. I fired up the engine, stepped on the gas, backed out of the driveway. The next morning, at home, we noticed there were fingerprints of a little boy all over the car trunk. Was the boy really still there?
The candles have burned low, and the final page has turned, but the mirrors remember. Thank you for wandering these twisted halls with us, where stories shimmer and shadows speak. Be sure to follow the authors and check out their books. Until next time, keep your eyes open and never trust the reflection that smiles back.